Welcome back, everybody. You're watching the #1 home improvement YouTube channel in the entire world. Got a great video for you today. What happens when you remove your chimney and you get a giant hole in the roof? Let me show you how it's done. Pretty basic framing. Just put your puzzle back together. I'm going to start while I'm already in here, removing this little piece here. So these planks are what originally came on houses way back in the old days. Somewhere along, all the shingles are removed. There's usually 3 layers, and then they put down OSB over the planks, and then your tar paper and a new layer of shingles. This only has 1 layer of shingles. This roof will be getting completely replaced in the next year or so, so we're not too worried about how it looks as far as matching shingles, but we do want it not to leak. I've got to remove shingles back. They're in a staggered pattern. Kind of want to just remove everything and put down new OSB, some new framing. I am going a little bit more gentle than is necessary. I know there's going to be a lot of roofers in here that would have just ripped this whole area off and redone it. Probably should do that, but I kind of like to do my demolition just a little bit more gentle than that. So this video series has been getting a lot of discussion in the comment section. Most of the questions are, why is there a double chimney in the middle of the house? Most fireplaces are on the sides of the house on an exterior wall. Another common comment is, why waste your time? What are you gaining by removing this massive chimney out of the middle of the house?
Why would you do that? Why would you need to do that?
There was one guy that was very adamant that any house that has chimneys centrally located in the middle of the house is a bad design. These are not chimneys for fireplaces. This is an older house, just like most houses in the United States of America are older. You may not live there, you may not be used to seeing things, or maybe you've been in these older houses and you just didn't even realize it because you didn't go to the basement or the cellar. When heating an older home, they had boilers, old big boiler systems, huge things, and they need to be exhausted like a chimney. That's where they went. They went out the chimney. So I'm gonna put a cross brace across the middle, and right here I'm gonna have an overlapped brace that's screwed to this OSB, so the other OSB sits right on top of it, all screwed together. And then this side, it's going to just go all the way up until it meets this OSB. So your water heater and your boiler, or if you had an old furnace, they needed to be exhausted, and they went out the chimney. From World War II and older, that's how things were built. In the design of a house, you try to centrally locate your water heater and your furnace or your boiler so that the heat is evenly distributed out. You don't want to have a heat source on one side of the house trying to pump that heat all the way to the other end of the house. So even your modern day house has its water heater and furnace centrally located, whether it's in the attic or in your basement or your crawl space. Now, the biggest question is, why do this? Why take so much time and spend so much money to remove this sizable chimney from the middle of the house? Every house in my area, I would even venture to say in my entire state, every house that is on the market is flipped, and it has to be remodeled. And there are certain expectations for out-of-state buyers that bring their money here. This chimney goes down through the kitchen and down through the basement. By removing that chimney from the kitchen, we get extra cabinet space, huge cabinets going in its place. By getting it out of the basement, we open up the floor plan, and we'll be able to run our trunk lines right straight through the middle of the basement. Remember I said you want your heat source centrally located so that the heat can be distributed, or the cooling can be distributed throughout the house. The furnace will be going right in place of the old boiler, and the main trunk line will be running at ceiling height right straight through where the chimney is. That's the reason to remove it. It's a major upgrade when flipping a house or remodeling a house to sell it. If you want to live in certain areas of a metropolitan area, you have to buy an older house, and it has to be upgraded properly. Upgrading to 90% plus efficient furnaces and water heaters is also essential. So stay tuned. This video series is going to cover a lot of topics and a lot of different things. Well, that's a lot of work in a short period of time. The chimney's down to the ceiling height of the kitchen. The roof's 100% repaired and waterproof. Next video, we gotta go down through the kitchen. That's the dangerous part because there's a lot to mess up. This was very easy and a simple process. So I'm gonna have to go slower brick by brick as I bring the chimney out through the front door. Maybe I'll go out the back door. Go grab yourself a caulk gun shirt and a hat while you're waiting for the next video. Oh, if you got a question, drop it down below. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.